We're now pulling away from Marble Arch and heading down the grand sweep of Park Lane. To your right, tucked behind the trees, is the edge of Hyde Park, one of London's most iconic green spaces.
Straight ahead, Union Jack flags flutter proudly above Park Lane, often displayed for royal events or national celebrations. You're now on a route once used by carriages and aristocrats heading south toward the palaces.
And just behind us stands Marble Arch itself, originally designed as a royal gateway to Buckingham Palace. Today, it's a proud landmark at the junction of Oxford Street, Edgware Road, and Hyde Park.
On your right, you'll spot Primark, a shopper's paradise for fast fashion and London-themed gifts. Just a few steps further along are historic department stores like Selfridges, one of the grandest in the city.
We're now rolling into the vibrant pulse of Oxford Street, one of Europe's busiest shopping destinations. With over 300 stores, it's where millions come to find everything from designer fashion to bargain souvenirs.
And take a look above. The Union Jack flags flutter proudly across the street. They often appear for royal jubilees, coronations, or simply to celebrate British spirit.
Still gliding down Oxford Street, and the shopping spree continues. On your left, spots like Superdrug and TK Maxx offer everyday essentials and big brand bargains for savvy Londoners and curious visitors alike.
Just opposite, the curved glass building is part of the Oxford Street Plaza, a striking example of how London's classic streets are constantly evolving with contemporary style.
Notice how the Union Jacks stretch far into the distance. They guide us onward like a royal welcome mat laid across the city's busiest street.
To the left, a blend of classic and modern facades reflects the street's evolving character. On the right, the glass-fronted building announces, "Hello, Oxford Street," welcoming shoppers and visitors alike.
A Green Line coach sits at the center of the scene, heading deeper into the heart of the city, while the area around it bustles with pedestrians and cyclists.
The modern London energy is unmistakable, a balance of movement, culture, and commerce.
Now we're looking straight down Oxford Street, unmistakably marked by rows of Union Jack flags fluttering overhead.
In the foreground, iconic black cabs wait patiently at the lights, while a classic red double-decker bus, Route 98, moves deeper into the West End.
To the right, the modern curved glass facade of the Workshop Complex reflects London's contemporary architecture,
while the left side retains a more traditional commercial frontage, a striking contrast that defines this part of the city.
We're back aboard the 94, and we're right in the thick of it now. Welcome to Oxford Circus, where London's fashion pulse beats loudest. If you're looking for the latest trends, this is the place.
On your left, you'll spot the timeless Marks & Spencer, a British high street staple for over a century. And across the way, Zara keeps the fashion-forward crowd coming in droves.
Take in the mix of old and new. Victorian brick buildings rub shoulders with sleek glass facades, all under a canopy of Union Jacks that stretch proudly down Regent Street.
This is one of London's busiest crossroads, connecting Oxford Street with Regent Street and drawing millions of shoppers, artists, tourists, and dreamers every year.
We're now rolling past one of London's most iconic shopping destinations, Selfridges. Founded in 1909, this isn't just a department store, it's an experience of elegance, theater, and style.
Just take in the scale, the neoclassical columns, golden flags, and polished displays. It's no wonder Selfridges is often voted one of the world's best department stores.
Around us, you'll notice black cabs, red buses, and even a few bicycle rickshaws weaving through the crowd. This is central London in full motion.
Union Jacks fly above as we ride toward Oxford Circus, where fashion meets architecture, and every corner has a story.
We're arriving at Oxford Circus, a crossroads not just of roads, but of fashion, entertainment, and London energy.
To the left, you'll spot Regent Street, home to flagship stores and sweeping Georgian curves. To the right, the stretch of Oxford Street continues, packed with shoppers and color.
Look closely, and you'll see a mix of old and new, sleek modern storefronts beside ornate facades from the 19th century. This is where London balances heritage and modern life beautifully.
And yes, if it looks busy, that's because it is. This area sees over 500,000 visitors every single day.
As we continue down Oxford Street, the pace quickens and the crowds thicken. We're now deep in the heart of London's shopping mile. To the right, you'll spot the familiar high street names, Lloyd's Bank, Krispy Kreme, and behind the trees, even more fashion and food favorites. On the left, street stalls offer souvenirs and summer wear.
And threading through it all, cyclists, vans, and the daily rhythm of city life. Oxford Street never really pauses, it only changes tempo.
Regent Street opens up before us like a grand stage, elegant, historic, and unmistakably British. The Union Jacks stretch proudly above the curve of the road, guiding us toward one of the most iconic corners of London.
On the right, Russell and Bromley, a reminder that this street has been synonymous with luxury shopping since the 1800s. Behind the windows, high-end fashion. Outside, a parade of taxis, tourists, and time-honored red buses.
And look ahead. That slight bend in the road? It's the gateway to Piccadilly Circus, where neon lights meet London's heartbeat. But before we get there, Regent Street has more to show.
To the left and right, Oxford Street, Europe's busiest shopping street. Straight ahead, Regent Street continues its royal curve.
And just beside us, the familiar red circle of Oxford Circus Underground Station. A gateway to almost anywhere in the city, if you survive the escalator traffic.
If you ever wanted to experience what controlled chaos feels like, welcome to Oxford Circus. It's London's ultimate people-powered crossroads.
Here you'll find tourists chasing shopping bags, locals dodging tourists, and taxis trying not to run over either. Classic London.
As we roll further along Oxford Street, take a breath. It's one of the few places in London where shopping actually counts as cardio.
On your left, you'll spot 340 Oxford Street, currently under renovation, but soon another stylish landmark in this ever-evolving shopping district.
And to the right, more high street fashion, coffee spots, and the occasional crowd of confused tourists wondering if they've accidentally walked into a flash mob.
On the left, behind that modern canopy, Swarovski glistens, quite literally, and just beside it, Calcedonia, the Italian brand keeping London legs warm and stylish.
To the right, Abercrombie & Fitch is here too. No shirtless greeters anymore, but still a magnet for international shoppers. It reminds us that even shopping can feel like an adventure, minus the shirtless models these days.
We're rolling further down Oxford Street, still one of the busiest shopping streets in Europe, and maybe even the world. Behind us, thousands of feet have shuffled into flagship stores. But right now, look at the pace. Londoners know exactly where they're going. And if you don't worry. Just follow the Union Jacks and you'll eventually hit a Zara. Or 3.
The trees lining this part of the road soften the stone and steel. And if you pause, you'll hear it. The pulse of a city that somehow keeps moving, even when everyone's standing still at a red light. Trees, taxis, and timeless buildings. This stretch perfectly blends old and new, hustle and charm.
As we move through the next section, we will see how fashion, education, and everyday life converge, all under the ever-present gaze of Oxford Street's vibrant energy.
If you're just joining us, don't worry. In the earlier parts, we already passed White City, Notting Hill, Marble Arch, and the western stretch of Oxford Street. But the fun's far from over.
Hop back aboard the top deck of London Bus 94 as we journey deeper along Oxford Street, where everyday London meets timeless charm.
The London frame offers your front row seat to the sights and sounds of Oxford Street, as seen from an iconic double-decker bus.
Now on our left, that striking modernist building is home to the London College of Fashion, where the next generation of designers and stylists is shaping the future of fashion. And straight ahead, well, it's hard to miss the Union Jack flags stretching across the road. They remind us we're in the very heart of the capital, classic, confident, and camera-ready. To the right, you'll spot a slice of global pop culture, McDonald's, New Balance, and BT, tucked into these iconic red brick facades.
On the right, it's a parade of recognizable names. Skechers, Change Money, Regent Hall, the Salvation Army's historic center for music and worship, right here in the thick of it.
Up ahead, look closely and you'll spot a flash of red. That's our next London icon, a double-decker turning into Regent Street. But don't worry, we're not done with Oxford Street just yet.
We're now approaching one of London's busiest intersections, Oxford Circus, where Oxford Street meets Regent Street in a constant hum of movement, color, and commerce. Now, in Part 5, we glide past the grand curve of Regent Street, enter the historic Piccadilly Circus, and roll toward our final destination, the ceremonial streets of Charles III Street and the very edge of Royal St. James's Park.
Stay with us as we soak in iconic London views, elegant facades, double-deckers, Union Jacks, and that unmistakable West End rhythm.
We're standing at Oxford Circus, where Regent Street elegantly curves southward, a stunning display of Georgian and Edwardian architecture. Look out for the stone facades, red buses, and premium boutiques like Canada Goose and Longchamp. This is the gateway to London's luxury and legacy.
We're now gliding down the graceful arc of Regent Street, one of London's most elegant and historic shopping avenues.
Designed by John Nash in the early 19th century, this curving boulevard was a masterpiece of urban planning and remains iconic to this day.
On your left, All Saints and H&M, both housed within stunning neoclassical facades. On your right, more architectural symmetry and refined shop fronts that frame every step of this walkable West End gem.
This street is more than just retail therapy. It's a statement of style, symmetry, and civic pride. Look ahead, and you might spot the domes and rooftops of Piccadilly Circus starting to come into view.
Regent Street now opens up ahead of us in a dramatic sweep. Its grand facades proudly flying Union Jacks and European flags. This spot is often decorated for national celebrations and seasonal events. A real visual treat.
And on either side, you'll find premium shops like COS, Furla, and Kate Spade, all housed within buildings that reflect 19th century grandeur with 21st century flair.
We're almost at Piccadilly Circus now, where shopping, entertainment, and the theater district collide in the most London way possible.
We've just passed Great Marlborough Street on the left. Look closely, and you'll see Liberty London, the historic department store with its Tudor-style facade tucked just behind the corner.
There's a polished yet lived-in feel to this part of the city. Fashionable but not hurried, designed yet not sterile. It's a place where history meets high street, where classical design frames modern life.
Now we continue toward our final destination, Charles III Street, passing the world-famous Piccadilly Circus and soaking in the iconic West End atmosphere.
We're now in the heart of London's West End, traveling down the world-famous Regent Street, a majestic curve of elegant architecture and high-end shopping.
On the left, notice the flags above the pavements, part of seasonal displays that make Regent Street especially festive year-round. You're also passing flagship stores like Coach, Hamleys, and Liberty just a few streets away.
This street, designed by architect John Nash in the early 1800s, was one of the first planned developments in London, and still feels like a grand promenade today.
And just ahead lies Piccadilly Circus, a buzzing landmark filled with dazzling lights, global brands, and a constant stream of visitors. It's London's version of Times Square.
We're now in the heart of Regent Street, one of London's most famous and historic shopping avenues. Look to your left and right. You'll spot flagship stores like Calvin Klein, Rice, Zara, and Guess, all housed within these elegant cream-colored buildings.
This street was designed in the early 19th century by John Nash, architect to the Prince Regent, and was one of the first purpose-built shopping streets in the world. Its graceful curve and uniform facades remain architectural landmarks.
You're now passing one of the most iconic retail sections of Regent Street, where global fashion brands like Calvin Klein, Rice, and Zara line the grand facades.
And above us, a striking rainbow flag display celebrating London Pride, a powerful symbol of the city's diversity, inclusion, and vibrant cultural life.
Beyond Pride, Regent Street frequently transforms for key events, from Union Jacks for royal occasions to spectacular Christmas lights that draw visitors from all over the world. In fact, this very stretch becomes a pedestrian paradise during seasonal festivals.
To walk here is to experience London's dedication to both heritage and modern identity, where Edwardian architecture meets global fashion and a strong spirit of inclusivity.
Coming up ahead, the dazzling lights and buzzing energy of Piccadilly Circus. But for now, enjoy this elegant blend of commerce, culture, and celebration.
If you're enjoying this journey through London with us, don't forget to give the video a like. It really helps others discover it too.
And if you'd like more routes, stories, and hidden gems from the top deck, hit the subscribe button and join us for the ride.
We're now gliding down the final stretch of Regent Street, one of London's most distinguished addresses. Known for its signature sweeping curve and classic architecture, this part of the road is lined with high-end fashion, flagship stores, and timeless charm.
To your left and right, you'll see elegant storefronts like Anthropologie, Guess, and even the refined black cabs waiting for their next ride. But don't be fooled. Behind these grand facades lies a modern retail powerhouse that continues to shape the city's shopping experience.
The flags above, often themed for pride or royal events, add a celebratory spirit to Regent Street. And just ahead, Piccadilly Circus, a bustling crossroads of culture, nightlife, and some of London's most famous lights.
If you're hopping off here, take a moment to explore nearby spots like the Royal Academy of Arts or the stylish arcades tucked behind these buildings. Otherwise, stay with us. We're just moments from the heart of London's West End.
We're still on Regent Street, getting closer to Piccadilly Circus. Look at the flags above. These are Progress Pride flags, symbolizing London's commitment to diversity and inclusion, especially during Pride season.
To your left is the Anthropologie flagship store, next to Guess. While on your right, you'll spot more iconic fashion retailers lining these grand, curved buildings, a hallmark of Regent Street's majestic design from the early 19th century.
Straight ahead, traffic thickens as we near one of London's busiest junctions. Notice the classic black cab, a yellow emergency ambulance, and that unmistakable red double-decker bus waiting ahead. All key elements of London's everyday rhythm.
This view captures the city's pulse, elegant facades, global brands, and the lively buzz of pedestrians, from tourists snapping photos to Londoners on their daily routes.
Now we approach one of the most recognizable architectural curves in central London, the majestic Regent Street sweep. This elegant bend was designed in the early 19th century by John Nash and remains a symbol of urban sophistication.
Look at the symmetry of the buildings, with their grand stone columns, arched windows, and ornate facades.
Down below, you can spot a line of familiar city vehicles, a Royal Mail van, a cement mixer, and several delivery trucks, a reminder that even in such a historic setting, London keeps moving.
On your right is Barbour, the famous British outerwear brand, and just beside it, a popular cafe with outdoor seating, perfect for people watching in this prime location.
To the left, tucked beneath another classic stone building, you'll notice Regent Street Underground Station, a gateway to the Bakerloo and Piccadilly lines, blending seamlessly into the streetscape.
We're now entering Piccadilly Circus, one of London's busiest and most famous intersections.
Below the massive screen, shop fronts nestle into the elegant white stone facades, including the sleek entrances to the DJI and Hasselblad camera store, inviting both tourists and professionals to explore the tools of visual storytelling.
While on the right, the iconic London Underground sign marks the entrance to the Piccadilly Circus station, just beside a crowd waiting to cross. In the distance, ornate historic buildings and domes rise against the cloudy sky, merging old-world charm with the relentless pace of modern life.
It's chaotic and captivating all at once, London in a single frame.
As you step into the heart of London, you're greeted by the vibrant energy of Piccadilly Circus, a place where the pulse of the city seems to beat the strongest. The scene is alive with movement.
A steady stream of red double-decker buses rounds the curve, black cabs weave through traffic, and crowds of pedestrians spill across the pavement, each person a thread in the tapestry of city life.
Just a few steps further, the energy of Piccadilly Circus shifts but doesn't slow down. The scene opens up to a buzzing intersection filled with movement in every direction. Pedestrians crossing, cyclists weaving between taxis, Royal Mail vans navigating tight corners, and yet more of those iconic double-decker buses moving with purpose through the city's arteries.
One of the most striking features here is the building wrapped in scaffolding, its grand facade concealed by printed mesh that mimics classical architecture. Columns, arches, and tall windows sketched in grey outline, as if London is wearing a mask while it renovates its face. Below the scaffolding, the glow of a souvenir shop welcomes tourists looking to take home a piece of the city.
To the right, the busy street curves again, hugging the edge of more grand white buildings, among them Angus Steakhouse and Hard Rock Cafe, signaling that this part of London blends the old with the commercial modern. People gather at the entrance to the Underground station, some descending into the tunnels of the Piccadilly line, others taking a moment to rest on benches or browse directions on the colorful signposts that point to Trafalgar Square, Leicester Square, and the city.
In the midst of all this, a whimsical sight draws the eye. A bright pink rickshaw-style pedicab, decked out like a carnival ride, waiting patiently among the chaos for its next passenger. Even in a crowd, even with the noise and rush, there are moments of charm and surprise, because that's the rhythm of London.
As we veer left off the hustle of Piccadilly, we enter Charles II Street, named after the 17th century monarch. This elegant road is lined with classic Georgian architecture and cultural institutions.
Just around the corner is the Royal Academy of Arts, a prestigious institution for over 250 years, and you're only a minute away from St. James's Square, home to private clubs and diplomatic offices. This area blends royal tradition with refined tranquility, a sharp contrast to the buzz of the West End we just left behind.
And so, as the rhythm of London slows and the landmarks fade into the distance, we reach the end of our journey.
From Shepherd's Bush to the very heart of the West End, we've travelled through layers of history, architecture, culture, and life.
Whether you're a visitor seeing it all for the first time, or a Londoner rediscovering your city from a new angle, we hope this journey brought a fresh perspective.
Don't forget, there's always more to explore. Every street here has a story, and every journey reveals something new.
Thank you for riding with us. If you enjoyed this trip, give us a like and subscribe so we can take you on more journeys across this unforgettable city.
Until next time.
Safe travels, and see you on the next route.